And we're back.
Okay, guys.
We're live again. This is June 7th.
Shout out to all my bros on June 7th.
Which is the
Memorial Day, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
That's July 4th.
No, what?
Memorial Day?
No, Memorial Day in America where they celebrate all the people who...
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Woo!
But it's Friday. What are you talking about? It is Friday.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, so as you'll see, we're missing someone. And, well, Rory, you're not in the good books.
No, not particularly.
As you might have all seen, there was a bit of a beef between Rory and Boss, and Rory actually got in a plane and came to the Netherlands, and Boss is dead.
He's no longer here.
He's at least dead to us. And, R.I.P. Boss. Nice picture. But, we move on, and next week, you will see the process of finding the new host, which we've already conducted because, Boss died a few days ago, so some might say he even killed himself. But, yeah, okay.
Okay, now we have to discuss different topics while we're drinking holy water.
This is this has been blessed by a priest, and also blessed by what's the Jewish one called?
Rabbi?
A rabbi, a Buddhist man.
Yeah, this
Buddhist monk.
Buddhist guy.
A monk, and a
Sheikh.
Yep.
You're not an imam.
Or an imam. Yeah.
Both.
Sheikh is
All
the
of them.
political leader, no?
The what?
Like a political leader.
No, he's a religious leader.
And also my dad. My dad also blessed it.
Good old Tony.
So you see, this episode is sponsored by Japan.
Okay, so I want to ask a question. How would you get away, kill someone and get away with it?
Yeah.
How did you? Well, you've done it, like so.
Well,
How did you kill him?
well, you see, he's just locked in the body's kind of locked in his room, and as soon as
Okay.
people open it, I am going to get caught, which is why I'm getting the plane back to Ireland
Okay.
later on today.
Yeah, I was thinking there was a bit of a smell in the house, like, but hopefully the smell will be gone soon. I'm
No
sure.
more than usual, like. But
Yeah.
Dank smell of
So
rotting vile.
if you're back in Ireland, but they found the body like
There's no
right
extradition.
now, you're safe. Like they cannot persecute you in Ireland.
It's because like Irish
Or
people.
maybe go to the UK because like it's out of the EU and then.
It's not out of the EU
Well,
yet,
listen,
though.
I think Rory would rather go to jail than live in the UK.
Yeah, it's true.
How would I? Okay, so now, if you were to go, so like, a lot of like, at least the course that me and Humam do is like about self-reflection and how you did in a project, and what would you do better next time? Next time you kill someone, and you want to get away with it, what would you do better?
Go down on the screaming.
It was fairly bloody,
He
like.
did scream pretty loud.
Yeah, said
Was it the?
I believe he said I'm a little bitch at one point.
He said that while he's dying.
Yeah.
I don't know, the way I saw it on some TV show, I can't remember what it was if you go...
How to get away with murder?
Is
That's
this
actually
No, it's actually not what that's actually not what it was.
Classic line in the bathtub story.
No, it wasn't that one. It was it's if you go to a graveyard and there is a grave already dug down roughly 6 feet.
Okay.
You can dig down another 2 feet, like sometime at night. Dig down another 2 feet, put the body in, and then cover it over, and then there'll just be a grave 6 feet dug down with the body under it. And then in like
If
2
they
days'
go
time,
smelling
there'll
for
be a
bodies,
coffin
man, they're
above
just
it.
smelling
So they're
the
never going to
body.
see the body again.
Oh, that was in Dexter, I think.
Was it Dexter?
I think so. Yeah.
Could well have been.
I would, if I was going to kill someone, which I've been in my time, particularly recently, I've been close to killing a couple of people, but
If I was going to kill another
We're
person,
going to put a stipulation on it. Is it premeditated or is it kind of like a heat of the moment? You've like 30 seconds to do it.
both.
Both. Okay.
there's no getting away with it if you've only got 30
Yeah,
seconds.
like I mean, realistically.
Okay, so we've got some.
Mom, you're a terrorist. How did you do it?
No, it's I cannot kill one person. I have to kill like at least
It's like statute of
from
limitations.
30 to like 100.
Okay.
If it's a lucky day, then
So it's like
1,000.
so the Japanese sword that once drawn cannot be sheathed until it draws blood.
Yeah.
It's like that, but with a dead.
The Arabic bomb that cannot be
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
undetonated.
Yeah. Well, I'm not Arab anymore.
Oh, you're an inside man now. Double agent.
I still have the fucking.
Take the nationality off your name, but the
Wait,
truth
did
is
you?
never coming out of you.
That's not real, man. That's the barcode from Action, dude.
No.
If you flip it over, it has the for Hollywood.
Can we just
use on
put it like leaning on the bottle of whiskey?
Sponsored by Japan and the European Union.
And the Dutch king
As a Dutch king.
and the queen, and he's got a daughter who's entitled to a lot of money when she turns 18.
So
Where's
I
the Dutch
just
king then?
randomized 10 topics, and look what the first topic is.
I can't read that
Oh
from you.
no.
Wrestling. Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
We actually talked about wrestling on the bus on the way here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We prepared.
We were
Okay,
talking.
so what's your take on
Well,
wrestling?
Owen actually had this shocking revelation on the bus today that wrestling is predetermined. He was like,
No, I
"Okay,
didn't.
no, I was talking like no,
didn't.
no, shh. I was talking about how when Chris Jericho, because we were talking about Y2K, and then I was like, oh well, Chris Jericho debuted like on Y2K as Y2J, and then I was like, and then he went on to be the first undisputed world champion, and Owen was like, oh, no, he didn't though, did he? Like,
What?
there was
No.
no competition in that really, like, was there? And I was like, oh, really? I actually didn't realize that wrestling was fake. Like,
No, my question was whether or not there was a sort of competition in it, because it just, like, my brain couldn't compute the logic, having had no coffee, no breakfast, and probably not enough sleep.
we slept for 11 hours last night.
11 interrupted hours.
That's your own fault. Get your own house here.
You were just snoring for half an hour.
You chose to sleep on the mattress, not on the couch.
Not on the couch that has someone's vomit on it.
Oh, the
And
small one.
Boss's
the
blood
big
as
one.
well.
Oh, the big one.
The big one had.
He
someone
vomited on it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of clean now, but yeah.
It's
Kind of clean.
Yeah.
Put an indiscriminate cleaning liquid on it and just hope for the best. Really.
Hopefully.
No, my question was whether or not in these sort of finals in wrestling, was there some element of competition between the two
Well,
wrestlers?
I suppose you could say there is. It's like whoever can suck Vince McMahon's dick enough, that's probably who'll win.
Like, can they promote their own sort of like want for the win out of their fans? So if they know that
No,
they
like-
can stir up enough support in the fan base that one team should win
Kind of.
compared to the other.
It depends.
Do they not want like a fan favorite, or just whoever the fans seem to
No.
support
Well, because they
more?
could be upset too.
Back then, probably, but now, like, Vince just wants his favorite.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Daddy Vince.
So, what's your take on wrestling, Mom? You hate it.
Well, actually today, because today is Friday,
We're gonna watch Crown Jewel.
it's called Super Showdown.
Yep. This is where Undertaker
Without
is
the
wrestling
hyphen.
again. Oh, okay. So it's different to Australia.
Yeah.
Greatest Super Showdown
Greatest.
in the
Super
progressive city of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
We have two.
That's no, like, they laughed there. Genuinely, the commentator called Michael Cole on the last show in Saudi Arabia said, "Welcome to WWE." What was it called? Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel. Yeah.
Greatest Royal Rumble, I think.
No, it was Crown Jewel was
Oh, yeah.
the second one. Welcome to WWE, Crown Jewel from the progressive city of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Like, that's a genuine quote. Like, they're trying to push it as like a massive tourist destination when, like, it's not. Like,
They
women
cut
are
off people's
women are not
hands.
allowed to wrestle on the show.
But why wouldn't you just go to Abu Dhabi, which is
The only reason
much looser?
It's about the money, not
It's about the money.
place.
I told you they probably get like they signed a 10-year deal. It's worth billions.
Jesus.
I mean, my experience of it is in for some reason in engineering specifically, we get a lot of advertisements of like, oh, go to this college, go to that college, or whatever. But there's a thread within them that they're really chancy. Like you usually you get the usual ones like, oh, go to America. We've had ones of study in China, so just go to a Chinese
The
university.
Democratic Republic of China.
Exactly, it's got democratic in the name of it. I could be wrong.
It actually is called the Democratic Republic of China.
It's the Democratic People's Republic.
Ah,
There
okay.
we go. But then we get ones asking us to go to Saudi Arabia. There
But,
are
like-
there are women in our course who are being advertised to study in Saudi Arabia, and they're just supposed to, not drive. Well, actually, no, they can drive.
They can drive now.
They
Yeah.
can drive now, yeah.
No, but like,
they have
Very
to-
progressive.
They can only drive when their husband is in the car with them.
Oh, really?
I think it is.
No, I
There's a
think
rule
they
like
can
that.
drive on their own, but like still, police officers will do some trouble. Like they will not let them go easily.
They need permission from a man or something.
They have to drape the
They would just
burqa
ask
around
them
their
like,
car.
why isn't there a man with you?
I think that, but also what I heard was like I know people that went to Saudi Arabia to teach English, and they went there for like 4 years, and they just made like so much fucking money. Like like they said, like they go there for 4 years and they live like it's shit life, but they earn so much money and they don't pay tax on it, and they just go back to Ireland. And they can buy like for reference, like whatever a house in Amsterdam costs, it's double in Dublin.
Yeah.
They can afford to buy like 2 houses in Dublin, like fully owned, no mortgage, nothing. Like they can just afford that.
So it's like going to prison but earning money.
Yeah, and all they had to do was like just be from Ireland to teach English. That was like the only qualification they needed, and they did like a €200 English course to get like a certification, and they get paid like more than like a really fucking good job here, like. So
So we still have a chance, even if we don't make it in the game industry.
just go to Saudi Arabia and
teach
set up a game
English.
company there.
Don't hold anyone's
Is there any
hand.
like? Could you go there? Like, is that allowed? Like, is there any animosity?
No.
Well, I don't know. Like,
No, even like during the shit that's been like went down in Syria, you could still go there and there's not that much trouble. But the people Well, the sheiks, they don't like us, but the people are fine. Like they will, if they meet me or meet like a family who just fled from Syria, like they'll be fine with it. Like they will treat them as regular people.
Okay.
Well, the sheiks are like, oh, they're intruders. Their women are
All the sheiks are from Texas.
yeah. Yeah, this is a genuine. This is how they speak in Saudi Arabia. But like you see in Islam, when you marry a woman.
Can I just say that we got onto this from wrestling?
Yeah. In Islam, when you marry a woman, you have to pay like shit ton of money. It's like something in the religion. I really don't.
Like you have to their father or what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
we
her family.
used to have that in Ireland as well.
Yeah.
But it would be like
It's in
give
most
them
places.
cows like.
But when they're marrying, when a Saudi guy is marrying a Syrian girl, they don't pay anything because she's a refugee. Why does she need money? Like, basically saying that I can buy you, and I think they can buy.
So
people.
they buy them by not exchanging any goods and or services in a transaction between two people.
There's a name for it, but I just don't know what it is in English.
It's dowry.
Rory, I would,
No, like the name. How do you name a woman that is only there for pleasure and for work? But she's also your wife at the same
Prostitute?
time.
Yeah.
No, not a prostitute.
Rory, I'd say you've bought a few women in your time. What's the story there?
You would be wrong. You would be mistaken about that.
Okay, what's your actual perspective on wrestling, though? Go on.
My actual perspective on it. Oh, yeah, it's good entertainment. Obviously, I don't view it as a sport because it's not a sport. But I still feel like wrestlers and people involved in the community do get offended if you call it not a sport, even though it's scripted.
I don't know. It is like sportsmanship. You know what I mean? Like it's athletic.
Yeah, no, but it's not a competition for, where people are moving towards a goal. It's it's stage acting.
It's a grey area, I think. Where obviously it's not like competition, but it is kind of competition, but not the same kind of competition as in sport. You know what I mean?
I mean, they call football a sport, and that's right.
Italian football, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, but it's more like you're competing to show that you're the best, and if you can get the crowd behind you, yeah, you are correct. Where like you'll probably get a good, more than likely you should get a good result from that. You know what I mean?
Or if you can get the crowd to really hate you.
Yeah. So you are competing like with your other wrestlers, but just not in the same way that a sports person would. More like
You're most likely working with your opponent.
but you're trying to like outdo them. Not necessarily, but like
it's all like decided.
yeah. But when you're like in a match, right? So say I'm in a match with you and there's two other wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
We want to go and have a better match than they had
Yeah, right.
to show that we could be like a more
But-
high level guy.
In the WWE, there's like restrictions. Like you're not supposed to have a good
Yeah.
match because the good things are reserved for the main event.
Yeah.
Even if you're a good wrestler and you have like sick moveset, you're not allowed to do it because this is for the main event.
Well, like, could your skill as a wrestler then be to work around those limitations? So,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
And it definitely happens. Like
So yeah, you can't bust out the triple flips and whatever, and the guy
Triple
dying
flips.
in the middle of a match. But you could try and spin him around like an extra time or jazz up the crowd beforehand, so they're really pumped for your low level.
I mean,
match.
when is the last time a main event was the best match on the card? Really, a long time ago.
maybe Taker versus Roman at Mania 34.
A classic.
Yeah.
Just because. Well, what was a better match on that card? AJ Shane was pretty good.
Yeah. And
But I think just the spectacle of that match
and
was
also Charlotte and Asuka versus Asuka.
okay.
Wait,
Oh,
wait, no,
AJ versus Shinsuke was pretty good because it had the heel turn at the end.
That wasn't that. You mean Taker versus Roman, right?
Taker versus Roman.
That happened on the same night when Bray versus Randy, Jericho versus Owens.
Jericho versus Owens was pretty disappointing.
It was, yeah. I thought you were gonna say it's bad.
No, it was disappointing because the feud was good.
I genuinely forgot like the rest of the card.
It was AJ versus Shade, Cena versus. Who was Cena? Cena had him. Oh, Nikki Bella and Cena versus. That's where he proposed.
John.
Okay, do you guys know this story? This is
No.
pretty funny.
John Cena won the world, and then
Won the world.
Yeah,
his
basically.
girlfriend proposed to him because
John
he's probably
Cena-
a
You're,
really
you're,
nice dude.
you're almost right.
John
okay.
Cena played Fred's father in the Fred movie.
Okay.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah. And he lived in the fridge.
Here it is. Here's,
Ah.
here's a clip from the.
Fred movie. And now Fred just fucking copy straight right to our asses.
What was it like? You can barely play Smoke on the Water now without getting copyright strike apparently.
Yeah.
Even if you do it,
If you
like,
hum
with
it,
mouth,
like-
like, dude, I'm not gonna do it.
For some reason, I almost did Seven Nation Army.
What?
I almost did Seven Nation Army for some reason.
You can absolutely
But
get them
One of the
confused.
three.
All it doubts is Sign homo. For sure. All the Germans.
What was the John Cena story?
Okay, the John Cena. I feel like you're everyone that's watching this.
Well, yeah, because we're the perfect plot device in a movie. You know, we don't know anything about the amazing order of wrestling, so when we're going around the movie, it has to be explained to us.
Passport's still standing.
Yeah, you know, like we wanted to do this with someone else, but you know, he shit on it, so.
He's dead.
Would anyone like some Japanese whiskey?
Yeah.
Everyone would like some Japanese whiskey.
Do you like it,
Except
Humam?
me.
It kind of
I
doesn't.
don't like
You
much.
should probably have some more. Come on. I gotta get
It's
one.
fine.
I'm not gonna drink it all.
You don't have to drink it all. Just drink a reasonable portion.
Drink most of it.
Okay, so the Japanese whiskey, no, the John Cena story.
The Japanese
No,
John.
thanks. The Japanese.
the John Cena story is that he's been with this other female wrestler for like a couple of years, but they have a reality show and she's a total fucking cunt. Like she's
Is
just.
she?
I don't
I
like.
didn't
her.
watch.
This is his real wife.
His girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
I think she's I don't know. I feel like
She's very Kim Kardashian.
Nikki and Brie Bella, which are the two girls, like there's Daniel Bryan, which is the Yes guy. Yes.
Oh
yes,
yeah, the
yes,
guy who, when
yes.
you Google a GIF of yes,
Yeah,
he's
he comes
the
up.
first guy
Yeah,
to come
do you know
up.
this?
No.
Okay, well, anyway, he's another wrestler, so his name is Daniel Bryan and John Cena. They were with these two sisters, and they have this reality show, and they're just the two most annoying pieces of shit to be with. Like, there's just like, anytime anything goes wrong, one goes, John! And the other's like, Daniel! It's really fucking annoying.
But
There's my 1 year rape podcast, by the way.
the best thing about it is that John Cena has like some weird house rules.
Yeah, he's like he's a super strict guy. Like they built like a little run for their dog in the backyard, and he fucking freaked out. Like they brought a dog, they came to live with John Cena,
Yeah.
and they built this small they didn't touch his house. It was just in the backyard. They just put some wood up so the dog couldn't get out, and he fucking flipped. He went absolutely insane. He was like, "This is ridiculous. We're having a meeting right now," and he just went off on them for like half an hour about how they shouldn't touch his house.
John, just buy another house.
Anyway, the story is he's with this bitch, right? And then they go in this feud with another couple. It's like just for the story or whatever. And they have this match, and then at the end he proposes to her. And then she decides about 6 months later, like no, it was like the day of their wedding or the day before their wedding. It was very, very close that she just didn't want to get married to him. And they did this massive angle at WrestleMania where he proposed to her, and they fucking like big moment. The commentators freaked out, and then like day before the wedding, she's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Oh.
Yeah.
I think she's retired now.
Mm-hmm. But John Cena has been hitting the Chinese bitches. He learned to speak Chinese,
He knows that. He knew how to speak Chinese before.
and now he really knows how to speak Chinese.
Like scarily good.
Yeah.
So is wrestling doing the movie industry thing now? If they're just slowly shifting towards appealing to the
No,
Chinese
that's just John
market?
Cena because he's actually like a movie star.
Well, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
A movie star. A Fred movie star. Like he's,
No, he's been in lots of movies now.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's been
I haven't seen him.
in
I
the
have yet to
Bumblebee
see him be
movie.
good in a movie.
He was the lead in Bumblebee.
Yeah, he's.
I haven't seen that.
Who's the guy that was in Guardians of the Galaxy? I can't remember his name.
Batista.
Yeah, so he's kind of going the same way as Batista, where he and The Rock to an extent, and
What are you talking about?
actually
The Rock is a serious actor. He
Like,
only
yeah.
does period pieces.
So,
Yeah.
so a lot of these wrestler guys will originally get hired as
Yeah, a
like
lot of these
henchman kinda
wrestler
guy.
assholes, you know, these fucking people that do fake sport assholes.
Yeah, well, you got John Cena, The Rock, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Dolph Lundgren. Technically not wrestlers.
They're not
but-
wrestlers.
They're not wrestlers, but imposing physical figure. They'll get hired to movies as your usual henchman type. Excuse me, and then like they might develop into having that slightly more complicated role. I mean, Dave Bautista in Bond was nothing. He just had like metal.
Wait,
thumbs
can
or
I just say
something.
something that won't mean anything? Do you know the Miz? Like you don't know him because you never watch wrestling.
I do know the Miz.
Yeah, well-
I barely remember what he looks
He's
like.
in this movie series from WWE Studios called The Marine. He fucking died in the movie. They killed him in The Marine 6, the one that Becky's in.
Yeah.
He's dead. Like the character's gone. He's dead.
Okay.
I was like shocked.
Why would they? Like why?
It's this thing that he never dies.
His
No,
whole
like
thi-
he has been for like 4 consecutive movies.
Yeah, and, like-
like it's the only reason why.
the thing keeps getting made.
Yeah,
like,
because he pretends that he's like a Hollywood star.
Yeah.
And it just comes out like, oh, I've been in the Marine 6, the best grossing movie
but see,
ever.
he's a bad guy, so people are like, that's bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
when there's like two kinds of bad guys in wrestling, like badass bad guys who like need to be taken seriously, and then like they're called chicken shit heels. So they're like people that are just afraid, and like they never tell the truth about anything, and like it's really satisfying to see them getting beaten. And he's a chicken shit heel, so he just needs to lie all the fucking time. He's like, oh, I'm a massive movie star. I'm friends with all these fucking celebrities. I'm in the Marine 6, the biggest movie of all time. Yeah.
But no, to get back to the John Cena story, So all these, posing physical guys, they'll get hired as, henchmen in the background, might get a few decent lines in a movie, and then as they slowly progress in the movie industry, because it's who you know, they'll get like a breakout hit. If you're a Predator, I fucking don't know what Dolph Lundgren's been in. He's a genius, but he hasn't made a good
Scorpion
movie.
King.
The Expendables.
The Scorpion King, that's The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock has had some good movies, I think, hasn't he?
I mean, like he's probably the best part about Fast and Furious.
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
Yeah, he is, man. The Fast and Furious is absolute
And
shit.
now
like.
John Cena's in the
and
new one.
and Roman Reigns is in the new one
Yeah.
too.
It's
In the new
no,
Fast and Furious movie.
He's in Shaun Dobbs, like the one The Rock is in. He plays The Rock's brother.
Oh, right.
And so in a few years, we might see John Cena get a Dave Bautista in Guardians of the Galaxy kind of deal.
Well, he's a good actor.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but he needed that break.
He's really, really funny. Like he's a
Yeah.
super funny guy.
I think he got his break in that movie with Amy Schumer. I forgot.
He played her boyfriend. Yeah,
Trainwreck was the name.
yeah.
He was.
He like
really,
he stole
really
the show
funny.
in it. Yeah,
He was better than her, in my opinion.
Well, she sucks.
I thought his break was Guardians of the Galaxy because
No,
that's
no,
why-
John Cena.
I'm
John
talking
Cena.
about
John Cena.
Yeah.
No, well,
George
because
Cease.
Dave Bautista. There
Yeah.
we go. I was gonna say Dave Grohl. That's why he was so defensive of James Gunn, because remember when James Gunn
Yeah.
got fired and then they realized we've no idea how to make this movie, so we're just gonna bring him back and forgive the thing that we've
Hey,
fired him for.
let's get a quick shout out to Christina Applegate.
Who's Christina Applegate?
What were you saying?
So that's why he was so defensive of James Gunn when he was fired. He put his whole deck on the table and just said, "I will quit if James doesn't come back."
Yeah.
Thankfully, James came back because everybody loves Dave Bautista. But will we see John Cena in that sort of like? So he got the starring role in Bumblebee.
Yeah.
What was that though?
It was like a Transformers movie.
Yeah, but like, what was his starring role? Was he just?
He was the
"We've
lead."
gotta kill the
he was a
Bumblebee.
villain. I think he was a villain.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, me neither.
Did he do the thing of like that machine belongs to the U.S. government?
Probably.
Probably.
He was probably basically The Rock from Fast and Furious, just
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Was
Transformers.
Bumblebee a prequel or a sequel?
Sequel.
No, it was.
No, because he was it was a sequel because he was the modern Camaro, right?
No, it was in the 80s, and he was a bump like
No, I don't think it was in the
Volkswagen
80s.
Beetle even. Well, not a Volkswagen Beetle. He was one of those old like bubble cars, and I think the idea of it is that this
Oh wait,
is.
shit. We should put this on the floor
Why?
in case someone comes in. Yeah.
Hopefully, they never examine the footage. It was set in the 80s or 90s, whatever the period is, and the idea is that it was.
Oh yeah, 1987. You're right.
There you go. And the idea is that this will spur on a new timeline of Transformers movies because nobody fucking cares about them because they're the worst things around. Do you remember the last one where Optimus Prime just fucking went off into space? He just went to space from China, and then he got caught by an alien or something and brought back, and then he was evil for a movie.
I mean, they're all from space.
John Cena's middle name is Felix, by the way.
Oh yeah,
If it is
John
Felix
Felix Anthony Cena Jr.
That's an American immigrant's name.
Yeah.
All those families that like go back, my great grandfather moved here in 1983, Piggy.
You know, his dad is actually taking like wrestling bookings now.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah, you
His
know
name
what?
is John Cena, his dad, and Cena is John Cena Jr. So John Cena's dad like takes booking where like the promoters say featuring John Cena, so people buy tickets like holy shit, John Cena's coming to this like indie show,
Mm-hmm.
but they go there and it's only John Cena's father.
That's still a funny story.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't be too pissed off to find out you accidentally watched John Cena's dad.
I mean, his dad's been on like WWE sometimes, and he's like
He
not
got
bad.
kicked
Like,
in the head like
Yeah.
really
Whoa.
hard.
Samantha, get the door.
It wasn't the Samantha thing.
Let's move on to a new topic. What do we got here?
Okay.
Bread.
Bread.
Water skiing, South America.
Communism.
I
Wasn't
mean,
something else.
Right, bread. You're making a ham sandwich, like grilled ham.
You're making a ham sandwich. How do you get away with murder?
Do you toast both sides of the bread or just one side?
Both.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you're lazy and you just want to toast one side of the bread.
Disney movies. What's your favorite Disney movie?
This could tie in very well to the Aladdin and Lion King movies just releasing.
I've not seen them, but
Apparently Aladdin's good. Like it's people enjoy it way more than I think they
you've
would.
got Willard Smith, which is his actual real full name. It's not
Willard.
William. It's Willard.
They in the final release of the
Will
movie,
Turd.
they toned down the blue so that he doesn't look like one of the guys from the Blue Man Group now.
Hang on. I have a bone to pick with the fucking Blue Men. Okay. So you know
What's
Universal
wrong with red?
Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida, right?
Yeah.
That's where the Nickelodeon studio used to be, where they used to film like the Amanda Show and Keenan and Kel and like all that shit.
Yeah.
All the good shit from Nickelodeon, right? And the Blue Man Group go in there and just fucking take over the building. They closed down Nickelodeon Studios to put the Blue Man live performance from the Blue Man Group in there.
No way they closed it down just to put them in there.
Well, they closed it down, and then like a week later, it was painted blue, and the Blue Man Group were in there. Bullshit.
Is it always the same Blue Man Group performing, or could it just be any?
guys.
I think it could be anyone.
But like, are they not performing in there like every day, like hours a day?
I don't know. I mean, like they literally just play drums. So
That's like pipes and stuff, I think.
are we picking that up?
Huh?
Their back noise is like outside of it.
No, I'm just putting my charger.
Oh,
You can put the bottle here because the door is locked. Nobody can get in here.
no, they have keys.
I mean, are they gonna come in?
Yeah, I've had people come in just be like, yeah, whatever. I don't know. It's just I don't think it's worth it to fucking for us to get expelled for having alcohol in the building without permission. Like you can have alcohol, but you need to ask.
Okay.
We didn't ask, so.
Well, it's your fault.
And usually they just go
I'm
with
not
beer.
even drinking this. Alcohol.
You should be drinking this.
I'm a good Muslim. You know what? He's still on Ramadan even though it ended today. He's still doing it.
No, it's done. It's over.
Yeah, but you're still doing it because you're
No.
such a good Muslim.
Why would I do it one day more?
365.
You can't be doing it. He's wearing plastic glasses.
What?
Yeah, they're not allowed to wear plastic.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What?
What?
How do they sell so much oil if they're not allowed to wear plastic?
Well, no, they sell the oil. They don't use the oil
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they definitely do use the
What
oil.
do you mean you're not allowed to wear plastic?
because it's not halal.
They don't have electric.
What?
Yeah,
I never heard of that.
exactly.
You're just like, Mom.
What the fuck was that?
I'm really sick.
Still. And you're drinking whiskey.
Disney movie.
Uh,
Yeah,
listen,
everyone-
if you like all, this is like probably the least bad thing I've done this weekend. So.
Oh Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, Disney movies.
What's your favorite Disney movie? Mine is probably. Oh, that's a Pixar movie actually. Shit.
Is Pixar not owned by Disney anyway?
Yeah, probably. They own fucking everything. Like,
Mom.
I'm gonna have
Right.
to look up a list of what movies are actually Disney movies because I think
here
I'm
we
just gonna
go.
say Pixar. One.
Yes or no? Was it good? Moana.
Yes,
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but no.
it was good.
The Rock was in it. Aladdin, the new one.
Haven't seen it.
Haven't
Aladdin,
seen
the
it.
old one.
Very good.
Good, yeah.
Very good.
Dumbo, the new one.
Haven't seen it.
Looks terrifying. Just
Yeah.
fucking so scary.
We actually had a lecture, or like one of our teachers who's very cool, man.
He called Jumbo.
He called it Jumbo.
Oh my god, whiskey. Dumbo, the old one.
I'm not a fan.
It's fairly fucking racist. Like,
It's kind of naff. Like,
it has Jim the Crow in it.
Jim the Crow.
Exactly.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
that's what that joke was. For those who don't know, the Jim Crow laws were a set of
you know the Jim Crow
Very-
rules, right?
No.
Oh,
very
okay.
racist and discriminatory laws in the South of America.
It was
So-
basically what said that like you could have a restaurant which had a black side and a white side.
exactly.
America.
Why'd they get rid of it? Nobody knows. Lion King, the new one.
Haven't seen it.
Is it out?
Yes.
This is the one with Andy Serkis in it, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I think it's not out yet.
It's the one with the very disconcerting and unemotive animals.
Okay, let's keep going.
King.
I would say the original Lion King is probably my favorite Disney movie though.
It's July 17th.
It's a good show. Yeah, so it's out next month.
Yeah, I want to. I want to watch it actually.
I won't be here, so I can't go see it with you.
I can watch it on my own.
What?
That's how we do it.
I thought when I go, do you not just like go to your house and stay there for the month and a half, and then when I come back, you come out of your house again?
Toy Story 4.
Didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
It's
It's
not
not out.
out.
It's not out yet.
It's
Yeah.
not, no,
No.
it's not out yet. Frozen 2 not out yet. Why are they making another one? Well, okay, we know why they're
'Cause
making another one,
kids.
yeah, it makes so
Because
much fucking
what did John Travolta call her again? What did John Travolta call her?
Her name is Idina Menzel, the girl who sings "Let It Go," and John Travolta was presenting an award for her, so he just goes, "Please welcome Adele Nazim."
That's Travoltify names. What we're going through.
Wasn't Nazim an Egyptian president of
You can Travoltify your name.
Yeah.
Nazim, I don't know.
Okay, keep going through the movies while Mom is getting the Travolta.
Incredibles 2.
Didn't
Haven't
watch
seen it.
it, but The
Haven't seen
Incredibles
it
is a
either.
great movie.
The Incredibles is probably one of the best Disney movies ever. Yeah.
Incredibles 2, apparently, it's good, but it's a kind of Marvel movie good where it's, struggle, they beat the villain, happy, and it's just fine.
It's funny how on this list it says like Incredibles 2 PG, Coco PG, Cars 3. They just don't put PG next to it.
Cars 3 is for everyone, but also for no one.
Do you remember that scene where Lightning McQueen fucks the hooker and then kills her?
Do you remember the scene when this weekend Rory like fucked the hooker and then killed her?
It was Boss.
Don't call him that.
In fairness,
didn't
I
exchange
did
money
not
for the
pay
sex.
him before I. had
Yeah,
sex
before
with
you
him.
didn't pay him before. Actually, to be honest, like I would say if bosses ever had sex, he probably paid for it. That wouldn't surprise me.
Did you mean redacted?
Yeah, I meant redacted. And I meant he had sex with the other redacted.
What does redacted mean?
We can just bleep out this
Like
whole
taken away.
conversation.
Yeah.
A number of very
Okay, so I want this
comedic
part
bleeps.
included, but for the whole conversation we just had, I just want you to cut the audio and put a picture the same picture that you put up for the RIP.
Okay.
Okay, Travolta has our name. Owen Kennedy. Like Kennedy, like Vince. Eoin.
Coco, the movie.
No,
by-
I
Eoin.
don't think it matters.
You
E-O?
fucking son of a bitch.
Eoin.
Yeah. Coco, did anyone see it?
O-I.
Nobody saw Coco.
Eoin.
It was directed
Kennedy,
by
like
Guillermo
Vince.
del Toro, or maybe he worked on it. Nobody saw it.
No.
That's fine.
Yep.
Or like Kennedy.
Uh,
Isn't Kennedy just?
Yeah, but Vince is his reference.
Canada.
Vincent Kennedy.
Aaron.
Aaron Canada.
I remember in 6th class, I went to America
Ken
with
Dog.
my parents, and everyone thought that when I brought back a Kennedy Space Center like keychain or something, they're like, "How'd you? That's not real. You named it after your own name. There's nowhere like that." And I turned into
Rory, was that
Kermit
you?
the Frog
Yes.
anytime
No, I
somebody
didn't
first
go
one
to his
said that.
primary school.
Yeah, but he said in 6th class, so he would have been first year after that, so you would have known him.
Oh God, it was me. Yeah.
Actually, no,
Oh, I remember. I am actually the retard.
No, we knew each other in 6th class because I started rugby.
Oh, that's true.
before that.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
there you
Rory,
go.
does your friendship just not mean anything to you?
Probably.
I'm a forgetful person.
Rory is a forgetful murderer. But you know what? I'm definitely not going to hold it against you.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't either. Like,
Zootopia, Finding Dory, Inside Out. One answer for all 3 movies.
no.
No. Oh no, Inside Out's great. Inside Out is great.
Is it great enough for you to say
Inside
that
Out-
Finding
Is
Dory
it
was
the one with
probably
Triple
okay?
H?
No. What?
There's a movie called Inside Out that Triple H is
No.
in it.
Inside Out is genuinely like a great kids movie, and it helps you understand your I was like fucking 18 when I watched it, and it helped me understand my own brain. Like.
How did that?
Because it just
It's okay to be sad
it
sometimes.
breaks down emotions on the simplest form. Like.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Even my mother's ex-boss, I believe his niece died, and she had really, really young kids, and they like went to like a therapist about it because it's fucked you up, right? And she was like, "Yeah, go watch this movie. It will really help."
You just didn't read enough of the Mr. Men franchise.
Mr. Man, for those who don't know,
Everyone knows Mr. Men.
I don't know.
do they not? Yeah, he
You know
doesn't
Mr.
know.
Men?
No?
No, because it was probably just
Okay,
like a British
you
thing.
all have a very useful tool called fucking Google.
I don't know who wrote those books, but he was a fucking genius.
Yeah, so
They're
they
the
would
easiest things to
personify
write and the
different
amount of
emotions.
money
Like if you had Mr. Happy and Mr.
Oh,
Sad
Okay.
and Mr. Angry,
Mr. Explosive.
like Miss
Yeah,
Gentle
I
or
relate
something.
to that.
Yeah.
Okay, do him. Rory, R-O-R-Y.
Zootopia, was it good? I thought it was great. It was really good.
Rory Parker.
Super good
you just have
movie.
to refresh the page.
Maleficent, the one with Brad Pitt's
Yeah,
ex-wife.
didn't see it.
It's fucking bad. It was
The one
terrible.
with that bitch, like.
Exactly.
The one with no
Um,
tits. R-O-R-Y.
Well, yesterday I watched Tomb Raider, the one with
You mean-
Angelina
you mean
Jolie.
Womb Raider?
That was like they're such a
She
product of their time.
she has a horrible accent. Like,
She has to do a British accent, right?
yeah,
Can't
she
do it.
has a horrible accent. Like, I
you-
couldn't understand
Have you
anything.
guys ever seen The Librarian? There's like 3 movies called The Librarian, and they're fucking amazing. It's about this guy that just works in the library. and he's
Is that the
also-
guy? Yeah, he
it's
goes to
like-
like Africa to find relics and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like Indiana
How did I
Jones
see
is
you
the
now?
librarian.
Is that
It's-
your right
it's-
name?
Yeah, Barker. Yes, it
No,
is.
No, Parker with the P.
Rory Barker, the dog variety.
Yes.
Oh, it's your first sauna. There we go.
Riley Palmer.
What?
Riley Palmer.
How long we can go for?
Just stop asking that question. I think 40 minutes.
Was it good for you?
Well, no, because we only have an hour and 40 on the camera.
Yeah, it's fine.
Big Hero 6.
Didn't see it.
Fucking
Can I
fine.
just say Wreck-It Ralph is my favorite?
Yep. There we go. Moving on. Frozen. First one.
I had a
No.
story about it. Oh, okay, fine. Fuck you guys.
Did you look like him?
Yeah, no. I watched it with one of the 2 redacteds for the first time, so it's an emotional movie for me.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you cried?
I am now.
A Fluid was released.
The Fluid definitely was released that way.
I'm crying so hard.
Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, Tangled.
Wreck-It Ralph is really, really
Yeah,
good.
Tangled is just.
I think the Like all this, what do you call it, new Disney? I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, like
It
some
takes
of
like
them.
20 years to get to your side of the.
There's a lot of remakes. They have to edit out all the women. Like how do you do
It wasn't
the
there like
princess and the frog? Then it's just the frog. Nobody wants to watch
And then it's like, well, do we do the Prince and the Frog? No, because that's gay, so it's
Yeah.
also
But
not allowed.
it's welcome to the progressive company of Walt Disney.
Welcome to the Nazi company of Walt Disney.
I've literally never heard of the 2007 movie Enchanted.
I have.
Oh yeah.
Is it the one with
Is that the one that Matt Groening made? The TV series?
with Anne Hathaway?
Next one on the list is Ratatouille.
That was
which
alright
was
movie.
great.
It's one of the best movies I've ever watched.
Enchanted in a fairy tale land of
And that's up
Andalasia.
there with Godfather 3.
young Giselle.
Like
Forrest.
Godfather 3. It's the worst one.
It's directed by Kevin Lima.
Kevin Ligma.
Uh,
Okay, fuck the Disney shit. What's your top 3 movies of all time? Start with them all.
Of all time?
Yeah.
Well,
Like, not
Toy,
Disney.
Toy Story's
All
on that,
time.
so Toy Story, that's a favorite.
Top 3 movies of all time each. Go.
Let someone else go first. I'm gonna need to think.
Okay, I think I have mine. So I have. This is no particular order, but Inception,
Okay.
The Dark Knight, and Shawshank Redemption.
You've pulled this straight from IMDb's top 200.
The Shawshank Redemption's a nice choice though because it's not a usual one that people would think of. You get the Dark Knight.
Shawshank Redemption.
It's
Yeah,
very
That's
typical.
#1 movie of all time on IMDb.
No, but if you go like, what's your favorite movie, man? Glad you'll get the Dark Knight, you'll get Inception. Shawshank Redemption is just long ago enough that it actually has to stick in someone's mind for them to think of it.
I guess.
Like if I said to you, literally think of 5 movies, The Dark Knight and Inception could be one of them.
Yeah, but they're both very fucking fantastic movies. Oh,
Exactly.
also, Django Unchained. Django Unchained could fight Inception.
I don't think so. I don't even think that's in like the top. Well, I don't know.
I think it's a really great movie.
I don't even know if that's in the
But
top 3.
I also, I don't know why, but I have such a soft spot for Jamie Foxx. Like, it's crazy. I don't know why. Like, it's the only Joe Rogan podcast I ever watched live. I like saw that it got announced. I don't know why. Like, there's no particular reason. I just have such a soft spot. Like, even he's in this shitty movie about, like, I think it's called Haze or something, and he's like, it's about driving. It's like fighter jets. Like, he just drives a fighter jet.
Drives.
I bought that. What's your problem with the way I say drive?
Pilot.
What?
Fly.
I literally cannot say one word around him.
Oh, you.
He flies / pilots around.
I think I have a.
Whiskey.
He's not finished
Just
yet
drink it.
somehow.
Drink it. I'm not
That's
gonna drink
yours.
it.
Whiskey.
Keep drinking it.
He doesn't want it.
It's yours now.
Don't get too bad. Like we are gonna go for food after this. So. And I would like not to get slapped in the face at that bar again. So. He hit me in the bar. He hit me.
Oh.
So
I
Rory.
thought like one of the people working there. hit you.
No, he hit
No,
me,
no.
and I fell off my chair because of it.
Yeah, but then he hit me back 3 times. Much harder.
Yeah, but not in the bar where I have friends that work. Like,
It was fucking 5
So
meters
Rob
away
was
from the
very
bar.
sleepy. He was, kind of leaning over like this a little bit, and Rory looked him in the eyes and goes, "Here, come here," and just walloped him across the face.
this is we've been drinking since 3 o'clock that day, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like
Rob's chair disappeared out from under
one of the
him.
legs broke, I think.
It didn't. No, I don't think it
No,
did.
it stood back up. It
Yeah.
was fine.
Okay.
So
Stop
it didn't
exaggerating.
go to his front. It didn't go behind
Rory
him. It
actually
went to
killed
his
2
side.
people as well.
Somehow he slapped him so hard that he fell the opposite direction. The chair went out from under him, and the 2 of us just started to laugh as our friend slowly got
How
up
did
off
you
the
get back
ground.
home then?
Yeah, taxi. Like they don't have bikes. So.
I'm just too unconfident in my cycling.
I don't know how to
Just tried
cycle.
out in the Netherlands, to be honest.
Like this is the. What do you mean? This is the best place to cycle?
No, it's not, because there's so many other cyclists.
There isn't. Not at that time at night. You
Yeah.
might be
No.
one.
I still think I'd fall off and die.
Do your name in the thing while Owen says his top 3 movies.
Fury. Just because that one. Yeah, what's Fury? It's got Brad Pitt in a
Oh, the
tank.
tank one, yeah. I think
Yeah,
it
it's the one that what's his name? He was in the Transformers movie and he went fucking insane.
Shia LaBeouf.
That's the one. Fury is the movie he pulled out one of his teeth for.
Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf.
Hamish Anderson.
Hamish.
I like this name more than my actual name.
Well, are you still Humam fan and Abdullah? On
No, my name is Humam Abdullah, but now since I'm Dutch, I changed it to Herman van Abdullah.
Yeah. So like for reference for you guys, Herman is a typical Dutch name, and then like Van Jansen is a pretty typical name. Like Van just means of or from.
Is that VAN?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Van Dijk from Liverpool.
Yeah. So that's like he's like what is that? What's like?
It means dam.
So he's like
His name is
he's
Virgil van Dam.
Van
Van Dam.
yeah. He's Virgil from the dam. So like if your name is Van Janssen, it's like you're Jan from Jan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the context for that name.
Fury.
Moving on.
Fury, one of my top movies. Great war film. Shia LaBeouf has sex with some German woman and then she gets bombed immediately. Literally, they leave the house and she gets blown up.
What do you mean, Owen? All that is sign homo.
I think the director of that movie had them fist fighting on set.
That
Really?
Yeah, to like
Okay.
build camera
Shia
angles
LaBeouf
between-
fighting John Bernthal sounds amazing.
You've seen this. You showed it to me, but do you know the clip of Christian Bale where someone walks on set and he
Terminator
goes,
Salvation.
Good for you.
"Well, are you having a good time?"
Well, it's
Well,
not. It's only an audio thing, but
Yeah.
someone reacted it. Like he did like a live action of it.
Oh, really?
It's really funny.
But the backstory of that was they were shooting on set for 5 hours or whatever. It was 40 degrees in the desert. Everybody was tired. They were trying to finish up one scene, and some fucking cable guy just walked through the middle of the shot, and that's why Christian Bale lost it on him. He's not insane. Well, he is insane.
He is.
He is, yeah.
He wasn't being mean. The guy deserved it.
I also completely forgot about American Psycho. That's a really fucking good movie as well.
Feed me a cat.
Okay, Owen, your next movie.
Fury.
Yeah,
The
we
reason
know.
We got it.
No,
know.
the reason I love it is for that one scene where the guy gets lit on fire in
Come on,
in his
my favorite
tank,
movie.
has to jump out,
Yes.
shoots himself in the head
Say
immediately.
2 more
Okay.
movies.
Now, we don't need a full in-depth analysis on the fucking movies. Just say what they're called and maybe give one reason why it's good.
Toy Story is the best film from when you were young. Who is moaning outside?
Maybe he's not actually dead.
Oh my god, the reanimated corpse of
he
Satan
is.
himself is coming to beat us up.
Wait. Yeah, I think he's dead again.
Still-
Did you crush an insect?
Might as well-
Yes.
More like a mouse. Closer to a mouse than a man, at least.
It's very small. I'm trying to think. I'm literally just trying to think of it. Can I just say Game of Thrones? Favorite movie? No.
We can do our favorite TV shows after this.
Yeah, but everybody's favorite TV show is going to be like 1 or 2 because there's only like 5 great TV shows.
I think I know. I think we have the same one.
Yeah.
Nobody goes, oh, my favorite TV show is Family Guy. It was great.
It is.
Is it? No.
And my favorite TV show is
American Dad.
no, the thing with the Cosby.
Oh, Bill Cosby show. The Bill Cosby show. Okay. Oh, one more movie. Come on.
Just name a movie.
You have 10 seconds. That's moving on.
Aquaman.
The one where not Brad Pitt, Tom Hanks goes to World War II.
Oh
Shush.
Saving
We're-
Private
No,
Ryan.
no, I almost said,
Yeah, there we
almost
go,
said the
Saving
porn,
Private Ryan.
the porn,
Okay,
the
come
porn
on.
parody.
You're
Saving
Saving,
Ryan's Privates.
yeah, Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Tom Hanks invades a German.
It's called. I think the one you meant is Saving Private
Right,
Ryan,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's your 3?
Like the first thing that comes to mind is Pulp Fiction.
Okay. I actually am not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Well,
either.
it's
It is good.
are you looking at it from a filmmaker's point of view?
No, I'm looking at it from a consumer's point of view.
No, I'm looking at it from whether or not it's one of my favorite movies.
Because to be honest, I've taken 3 courses in storytelling now in the last 2 years, and if you actually think about it, it fucking ruins it for you. Like,
What do you mean?
Well, it's different.
if you think about if you go into a cinema and just say I want to enjoy this, versus I'm going to a cinema and I'm going to analyze this, like, because you can. It's not hard to predict what's going to happen in every movie if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like if you know the way stories are structured and you actually just take 5 minutes to analyze the opening. If you analyze the opening 15 minutes, I could probably tell you the end of every movie, even if I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Because stories are just all the same.
Well, who dies in Endgame? I haven't seen it.
We already spoiled on this.
Oh, fuck
We
it.
spoiled again.
No, please. I'd
haven't
like to
watched it
enjoy
yet.
that movie. No.
Oh.
You will enjoy it. It's very good.
Probably. They're all good.
No, they're not. Civil War is trash.
I think Civil War
Civil War was good.
Civil War-
Fuck you.
The only reason I like Civil War is because it introduced Spider-Man.
I would rather watch Batman vs Superman than Civil War.
Oh, that
Oh
movie.
no.
That movie
And
fucking.
do you want to know why? Because Jesse Eisenberg is in Batman vs Superman, and I
Yeah.
fucking love him.
Jesse Eisenberg is
I
one of
don't
the worst
like him.
parts of that movie.
Yeah,
No, I thought he was really good in it.
but I don't know. He came to me more as a Joker than
Yeah,
Luthor.
exactly. The only person I would rather see play the Joker than Joaquin Phoenix right now is Jesse Eisenberg.
I don't know.
No. Like,
Yes.
Jesse Eisenberg played his role in Batman v Superman like he could just be masturbating the entire time he's talking to characters. you've gotta save Martha, and like he's just a fucking weirdo.
And we just say about Batman vs Superman, like that story falls apart if Superman's mother's name and Batman's story's name are not Martha.
Because it's a terrible
Like,
movie.
it falls apart. Like that killed a franchise.
Imagine, why did you say that name? Oh, no, nothing. I thought that was my mother's name. Let me kill you again.
Yep. And then everyone watched Aquaman because it looked fun and silly,
Like,
and they
Jason Momoa
will
was sexy, so
exactly they will never make it
Like
again.
Jason Momoa is better than any looking man on earth.
Flash and Cyborg both never gonna happen.
The TV show is supposed to be pretty good though.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about the movie. So the movie had a director, lost a director, got another director, lost that director, went through 2 more directors, I think, lost all of them, and then who's the lead actor in it? The guy who played Flash in the movie that nobody saw.
White guy.
Yeah,
Number one.
he was going to write it and half direct it,
How do you
and
half direct something?
like they call you fucking executive producer or something. It doesn't matter, but yeah, it's fallen apart. And the only motion that was ever gathered on Cyborg was we're making a Cyborg movie, and then that was it. Literally no news until like a few weeks ago. They went, it's probably not happening.
Okay, so what was one movie you said again?
Pulp Fiction.
And
I don't know. It's really hard to have a favorite movie because even bad movies, I like watching bad movies. Like,
Can I make your choice be the choice I should have done and say Full Metal Jacket?
I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of action movies, to be honest.
I love
That's
war
not
movies.
that much of an action movie.
oh,
It's more of a
I mean, nobody's gonna accept it, but I like The Legend of Drunken Master by Jackie Chan. It's a fucking amazing movie. It's a great movie.
You are on Jackie Chan's dick lately, to be honest.
I love Jackie Chan.
You know he's essentially the Charlie Sheen of Hong Kong. Like
Is he?
Yeah, he's had like
He's had
2
some
different
AIDS,
wives,
5
3
seconds.
different
He's
affairs.
just got AIDS.
He fucking abandoned his child. His child hates him.
Really?
Yeah,
No,
no,
he hates his child because his child is like he's a troublemaker and like he.
No, I thought the child was like just trying to have a normal life, and he went and tried to.
Like
invite dad to his
I've
wedding.
watched Jackie Chan interviews. He's just like shit talks about his son like. the whole
Yeah,
time.
because he just hates his dad. Or no, sorry. He hates his son, but the son's trying to be like a normal guy.
Yeah.
And wants to connect with his father, but his father is like fucking chinky Charlie Sheen.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Fucking hell.
We'll be editing that out.
Yeah. Oh, and holy fuck. Yeah, okay. So I did make a deal with them that we would upload this unlisted for a few hours on Friday morning, and then they can watch it and say if they want something taken out.
What if I want something left in?
Wait, so unedited, just
No,
I stand by my statement of
send the
redacted.
normal edit and leave everything in unless I want something taken out. But I've said I stand by everything I've ever said in this podcast. Everything, even the stuff that hasn't been released.
But yes, Jackie Chan, not a good bloke.
Rory, do you have any in mind? 'Cause
well
sometimes it's
for
like-
me it's
Favorite movies? I do.
I like watching the movie without thinking of the actor, like whatever the fuck he did. Like it's just I'm just watching his
Yeah.
performance. I'm
Although
not watching.
Kevin Spacey makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I do find
But
that
like,
as well.
not because of what he allegedly did, because of the video he released about it.
Yeah,
Half in
I've seen
character
that.
and half out. That was. Have you guys seen?
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
That was the
So
scariest
weird.
fucking thing I have ever seen in my life. Like, what?
And we're going to have a good time, you and me, and we're going to fix everything up with
Why
my
do you do
career.
it in the accent? I don't like that. That just
It's more of a
He
Matthew
looked-
McConaughey
He looked
than
drunk
a,
to me in that video.
still.
definitely.
Like, oh my god.
he can
Okay.
also he can fucking sing.
Can he?
And he
Yeah.
can fuck little boys too.
Okay,
Allegedly.
I'm trying to keep it PG here.
Third movie.
Third movie.
Well, you're basically hosting this fucking podcast. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I almost spoiled who the new host was there by accident.
It's me.
Did you?
Yeah,
How?
I almost said his name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of a third movie.
Oh, I
right
said.
now.
Oh, we know it's a man now.
Yeah.
You got your categories. Do you want to go down the action movie route, romantic movie route, or kids movie route? You have to pick one.
It's
Okay, if it's kids movie, then The Emperor's New Groove.
I like the
Oh,
TV
that's a
show.
good
the TV
one.
show of that I like.
That's a good one.
I think it's like the first movie that made me learn that okay, maybe like if that person doesn't look that good, then maybe with time he'll become a better person.
If I turn into a llama, I can find love.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I love it. I watched it like
Yeah.
a month ago.
I like the TV show a lot.
I didn't watch it yet.
Gronk
Yeah,
is
it's
such a
really
fun character.
Kronk is the best.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, whatever.
Movies. Rory Lee Parker.
I'm gonna say probably Goodfellas.
Move it a bit closer. I think.
Ooh. Goodfellas is an excellent movie. I watched it 2 months ago.
Funny? Are you funny how?
Funny how? How the fuck am I funny?
It's scary at parts as well. Like, you can see why you would be terrified of those guys.
Yeah, definitely. And apparently they're toned down in the movie. Like, you know, Tommy's the Joe Pesci guy. The short guy who's all funny how.
Who is Joe Pesci? He's never done a different performance ever in his life.
Yeah.
Does anyone call him anything but Joe Pesci? Like even in movies?
No,
Like,
really,
they don't
no.
call his name. Just call him.
Well, no, he's Marv in
Harry.
Home Alone. He's Harry.
No, is he?
Oh,
that is Harry.
a good one. You never
Yeah.
like he actually slips out of his own stereotype in that movie.
Harry. Yeah, he's Harry.
Okay.
The guy he plays in the movie, like, you can get how he's like sort of a small man syndrome, like insecure about himself in the movie. That's why he's so angry.
Very
Why
insecure.
he's so angry.
And just kills a guy.
But the guy in real life
Spoilers.
was actually crazier than him. They had to tone his character down for the movie, and he was fucking huge. He was like 6'5" or something.
And he got
So
played
was
by
just
Joe
insane.
Pesci.
He was just insane.
For reference of people who do not live in one of 2 countries that use that measurement, 6'5" is 200 centimeters. No more. It's about 205 centimeters.
2 meters.
2 meters.
We're not googling it. Nobody cares.
It's around 205 centimeters.
It went from very large man to a very small man.
Yeah, it was Joe Pesci, so you're
Not a midget, but just very
Well,
small.
the audio track is very quiet. You're probably gonna have to boost up.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We'll
all good.
Forget about
We'll
it.
talk about that later.
Yeah, Goodfellas. I've always had a soft spot for. No, not a soft spot. I do really like Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, that's what
Ooh.
It's very good, like visually and stuff.
Oh, the story is like.
And the story's good as well, but the story's just ripped from the comic.
It's an Edgar Wright movie.
Yeah.
They're all good, yeah.
Yeah.
Except
But you hadn't seen.
That it's a really good
Have you
movie.
seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah, I watched it with you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right. Oh, you were there now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Did
because you were so zoned out, you didn't even remember that I was
Did you watch
there.
the one about the alien?
Which one?
The one where he's with Seth Rogen and they have to take an alien on a pole. Yeah.
No, but he's not with Seth Rogen. He's just with. It's the normal cast.
Oh fuck! Why do I think it was Seth Rogen?
No, like
No, Seth Rogen plays the alien.
you see Paul.
Oh, that's
No.
why. Yeah.
Oh, let's watch Paul then at some point. Maybe on Friday.
But still,
Hey guys, if you want to come to my house on Friday, we can all watch Paul together. I mean
But-
tonight.
yeah. But we're watching Super Showdown without the hyphen.
Welcome to WWE Super Showdown without the hyphen from the expressive city of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. This podcast is probably gonna have to be subtitled. Fuck it.
Okay, next movie. Rory.
Or does it just fucking shock the shit out of both of those?
Oh, we do that every
I
podcast.
do like the Dark Knight.
Someone that used to be on it used to hold it like this.
Why?
He used to actually talking to the. Oh, I think we've established.
What
this.
sort of satanic
He let
bastard
Ro-
would
he
you
let
have to
Rory,
be?
He let Rory kill him, so he must be retarded. Yeah.
That's probably the Dark Knight, to be honest.
Ah.
I mean,
It's a kind of a cop-out choice, but
It is,
also
it is.
we are on camera here, and I don't want to just be like, oh.
it is-
Sharknado 3.
Okay, so TV. I'll go for TV shows because mine are fairly set in stone. It is,
Lucha Underground.
and given the most, and I'm not someone that shits on it, but I do think that's taken it out of my top 3 for me. Like the most recent season of Game of Thrones, I thought it was average, and I thought there was 2 other average seasons in the whole show, which, to be honest, push it out of my top 3 shows of all time.
Can I make a counter argument to that? I think that everyone's pretty down about the last season. Because
I'm not down
it
about
was,
it. I actually enjoyed it, but I just thought
Yeah.
it was average.
Yeah.
Whereas the season 7 was fucking. Season 7 was the most previous one. Or
Yeah.
6? Yeah. That was fucking the best season of TV I've ever
Wait,
watched.
no. If season 8 was the bad one, season 7 was
Yeah.
the most.
Season
second
7
most
was the best season of TV I've ever watched.
But I think that looking back on it, everyone will be watching it, over the course of like a couple of months or something, or maybe at a party, and you just binge the whole thing in 2 straight
What kind
days.
of parties do you go to?
I wish I wish I went to these
Thrones.
parties.
Hey, you ever on a real buzz and you're just like, yeah, oh man, I'm drunk, I'm stoned, whatever. Let's fucking watch Game of Thrones, guys.
Well, no, I've heard of people doing like listening
Start
parties
season
or whatever,
one.
but I think that if looking back on it, people will watch it from season 1 to 8 in a much shorter period of time. I'm discounting the people that binged the whole thing before season 8.
Well, I
premiered.
binged season 1 to 4 in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I think that looking back on it, people will think fonder of the whole thing because there's definitely a stain put on it by season 8. Very strong
Anyway,
words
back
there.
to my choices because I'm pretty sure Game of Thrones is going to come up again, at least with you.
Yeah.
Number 1, I'm going to do it in order because I have an order. Number 1, Breaking Bad is the best TV show of all time.
Yes, I agree.
bar none. And then I believe that it's Dexter is next best. And
Season
then
1, 2,
Then-
4.
It's very
Didn't
good.
watch it.
1, 2, and 4.
It's-
I
it's a
enjoyed
definite
all of
watch.
them.
There's a
And
cutoff
then-
point you have to stop at.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there
There
is.
isn't. I'll watch it with you again.
Last
I will
season's
watch it.
fucking garbage. When his sister
No, it
finds
isn't.
out who he is,
Stop
I just stop watching.
fucking Owen. Anyway, and the last one, which is like an outside call, and I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with me on this, but Sons of Anarchy is really fucking good.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, I haven't heard someone say it's
Like,
bad.
I think that Jax has a better character arc. There's only two characters. I'm gonna not include Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Because Breaking Bad is all about character arcs, and everyone's character arc in Breaking Bad is better than anyone's character arc in any other show.
Yep.
Like everyone's.
Yeah.
Like without there's no better. In Game of Thrones, no one has a good character arc as good as like fucking Junior's best friend, who we meet like twice. Like his character arc is better. Like
Also, Bodgan, the guy with the big eyebrows.
yeah, they're the owner. Like
Yeah, he has a good like when Walter is about to buy his, or not Walter, well Skylar
Yeah.
wants to buy his car wash. He did a really good job. Like he acted out like he's
They're-
devastated.
Breaking Bad is better at characters than anybody else.
Yeah.
But apart from that, in my opinion, the next best character arc is Jax from Sons of Anarchy, because it's just it finishes. You start on episode 1, season 1 with him, and he it's a character-driven story, but basically just driven by him. He's never not in it. He's almost in every scene, but it's really really
It's
good.
got Ron Perlman in it.
Yeah, and Ron Perlman is pretty. It also has the guy that plays Princess Leia's dad from Star Wars in it.
Princess Leia has a dad.
Yeah, in the prequels, the guy that plays Jax's mom's boyfriend, the Hispanic guy. Anyway, yeah, that's my top 2 shows. GJ, nice tits, man.
Thanks. It's gonna be, I don't know, my favorite comedy TV show ever is definitely Peep Show.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
By Country
The Big
Mile.
Bang Theory.
Ha 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 ha.
Bazinga.
Peep Show.
The Peep Show's really good.
Either I'd say either Breaking Bad or Dexter.
Can we try say you can't give your top shows as an answer that's already been given? Because it's gonna be
then
fucking.
yours.
then I have-
Everybody's top 2 are gonna be Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones. Maybe a mix
I
between
mean,
the two.
Yeah, I like Wilfred as well. I don't know if you've
Never
seen
seen
that.
it.
It's Elijah Wood and his neighbor's dog, essentially. Like, he meets his neighbor, and he sees her dog as like this Australian guy in a dog onesie who's a stoner, but everyone else sees him as a dog, and he like befriends her dog. And he's like a failing lawyer. In the first episode, he tries to kill himself, and then, the dog basically kind of stops him from killing himself. Well, no, he fails to killing himself, and his reason to continue living is that dog, essentially. Can you hear it?
It's purring.
That's
I've been away from your girlfriend for 5 days now.
end story.
Rory has been away from his girlfriend for 5 days, so it's
Another stock on me.
it's good. Owen's been away from his girlfriend since January.
Basically.
Me and Humam have been away from our girlfriends forever.
Yeah.
Hijacking this question for a minute, Chernobyl is such a weird show.
Alex, my roommate, was actually watching that last night when we asked. When we
Yeah,
were-
no, I saw it. I saw it.
Through his room.
Went through his
So-
room to go for a smoke.
So, explaining Chernobyl, nuclear disaster. Everybody knows that.
I don't think we need to
the-
do a plot synopsis. Like this is just.
Well, this is from.
Okay, I'll leave a link to IMDb in the description, and then when, at this point, just go there.
Well, no, this
If
is this
you're
is
fucking
from
bothered
no, this is
reading
from a
about
show
it.
perspective because the actual way they do the show is so strange. The set design is amazing. The story is amazing. Like everything's super detailed from my knowledge of how it happened. Like they have all the different engineers and everything. It's not just some dickhead and his romantic lover going through Chernobyl. Like it's about the story of the engineers and then the army cleaning it up and then the politics behind it. But the set is perfect. Like everything's done out.
But they're all British actors, so.
They're all British actors.
In
Yeah, that's what
Russia.
I read. That it's a good show, but the only bad thing is that it's in English.
Yeah.
Like in one of the opening scenes of it, you have firefighters come to hose down the reactor as it's on fire. They all died, but their sirens are in Russian. Like they're speaking in Cyrillic, and
They're
there's a
speaking
Russian
in Cyrillic.
in Cyrillic, yes. So this like Russian
They're
accent coming
speaking
over the
in fucking
tannoy,
foreign.
and then like Boris, the person we're examining in
The-
that particular
the English
scene's
Russian
friend, comes along. He's like, we're gonna put the fire out on the roof, and you know, it's like a hard Cockney accent in the middle of Russian on the tannoy. They're literally beside Chernobyl, and then just fucking Steve from Walworths comes along and tells him to put the fire out. It's so weird. But then there's one politician in the thing who has, you know, a hard Russian kind of accent. You know, you could nearly pretend he's from the Ukraine or something. And then beside him
from
is just
Ukraine.
exactly. And but then you just have just the most British person. Like, but at least try. You know, if it was a bad Russian accent, you could get by it. You know, you would lose yourself in the plot and just, yeah, it's a terrible Russian accent, but that's fine. But the British thing genuinely takes you out of the show. Because it's like, oh no, the United Republics of Ukraine don't agree with the exclusion zone, and then your man pipes up and says, well, what are we going to do?
You fucking can't.
The reactor's overheating, man.
Would that be more weird to have a load of people with Ukrainian accents but speaking English?
Not really, no.
No.
If they were like good Ukrainian accents. Then...
That I would absolutely prefer that, because at least then, because you disassociate between the two. You think, yeah, they're speaking English, but the information's going to my head and it's framed with a Ukrainian accent. So essentially, your brain is
I have an
fooled
interesting
into
question,
thinking
though.
it's Ukrainian coming to you.
For you. So, it's for you. I'm not asking because I'm bored. I'm conscious of the camera.
How long do you have in the camera?
140.
We're at 1 now.
Okay.
140 recorded or?
140. We can record 140.
But I think we should wrap it at 1:30 at least.
Yeah.
Like at most, yeah.
Okay. So we, in Ireland, like, we get some Irish dubs, but we just watch it in English, right? Like,
Yeah.
shows. What did you see? Have you ever seen anything like dubbed in Arabic that you then
Yeah.
again watched in English and you've been like surprised by how different it is?
SpongeBob. The
No,
dubs,
SpongeBob.
dubs
Yeah,
of that
we
are
did.
so
SpongeBob
weird.
is a cokehead in every language.
I don't know. There are. It depends on the channel. Like some channels are like very conservative, so like everything should be in Arabic.
Mhm.
But like most of the shows that I watch were like just in English.
Okay.
Cause
But I thought you like only really learned English when you moved here.
no, I learned English because I watch shows in English instead of
okay.
Arabic.
I thought you said that you learned like English alongside the Dutch course you did.
I learned more English
Okay.
alongside of Dutch course, but like back in Syria, like if I'm like at 5th grade, I'm like already at 6th grade.
Oh yeah, but you told me
level
as well.
of English.
You were like the English guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
call me the English guy because I speak good English.
You didn't get an American accent. That's pretty good.
Well, I would say yours is like you've got like not a very defined accent, but you're definitely more American than.
It's the same thing with Arabic. I don't have defined Arabic accent. I just speak everything.
But you are more American than you are English, if you have to pick one.
Yeah, you can say that.
But that's
But I like the English. I mean, the English accent uses a lot of
I mean you spelled
good
correctly.
words.
So
Yeah.
you
Kind.
spelled color correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, I spell with the OU.
He's
Yeah,
a
exactly, that's
real
fine.
fan of you.
And favorite as well.
Yeah, good. Favorite.
Yeah, but with also U with a U because sometimes just put yo.
Good. Yo. Yo. Hey, that's science, yo.
Science, yo.
Okay. Owen, your top 3 favorite TV shows.
Oh, top 3 favorite TV shows. This is someone who doesn't watch a lot of favorite
How did we
TV
even
shows.
get onto this?
It was movies. We went movies and then we just
Yeah, but
naturally
how did we get to
progressed.
movies?
I think I suggested it
Disney.
earlier.
Oh, Disney, yeah.
BoJack Horseman.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm gonna be original and say that's my number one because I
Is
had
Game of Thrones your number 1? Really?
I watched the good seasons 3 years ago, so it's not as present in my mind as BoJack Horseman.
Okay.
For the sake of the list, BoJack Horseman number
You're
one.
on the list.
I had a bit of a weird thing because for the first season I was scared by how similar to my life it was. Like literally there were plot points that I was looking at and going, "Fucking Christ!"
Have you seen it?
No, not yet.
Yeah, neither of you
I
seen it.
don't. I
But
don't
it's-
watch a lot of TV
It's
shows.
shockingly depressing that it's similar to his life.
Yeah. But it's a great show because it's one of the few things on Netflix where things aren't happy. You know, like a lot of the show, like
Well, no, I know a lot of shows on Netflix that aren't happy. I basically don't. I don't watch happy shows. I don't watch happy movies, and I don't listen to happy music.
Did you watch Maniac? That's a Netflix show that wasn't really all that happy. That was a bit. that was
Like
a
if
bit-
you go to like, okay, so this is a funny story about this. So in one of our courses, we had a portfolio course, and they were showing us how to make a show reel, and they recommended that we pick a song that doesn't represent our work but represents us as a person. and all my songs are just so fucking depressing. I don't know. Did that get picked up at all?
Well, a little bit.
I hope we don't have to cut the entire episode
No,
because
no.
nobody
It's
can hear
super
anything.
dead.
It's. I will boost it. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm gonna say that again just in case. If it got picked up the first time, just cut this out.
Okay.
We had a course a couple of weeks ago where they were showing us how to make a show reel to show off our artwork and whatnot. And they were like, pick a song that fits your personality, and all my songs were just fucking like depressing. Like, one of them was actually called.
I hate myself.
It was my 3 Days Grace. Hang on.
Oh no! I hate everything about you.
Let me just check. Hang on.
A little bit of the good life.
Fill the dead air.
That's
while
all I
I'm
know
doing this.
about. That's all I know.
Well,
about
I
3 Days
chose. What did I choose again? I think I chose Song 2 by Blur, or Won't Get Fooled Again by The Who, just only because.
Oh, Pain was the name of the song.
Grace. Oh no!
Just go to like a meeting, like you're showing your show reel, and just start crying in the middle of it.
Literally, the opening line is "Pain without love, pain I can't get enough."
Well,
You just start crying in the middle of it.
I was explaining a Gojira song to one of my friends, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it seems like anger music." Oh wait, I had listened to the song, and for about 4 seconds, he just screamed anger in one massive drowned out scream.
Why?
It's my gimmick.
What, throwing shit in the studio?
Throwing glasses in the studio.
Oh wow.
And spilling.
BoJack Horseman, far better than a different show, The Last Kingdom, something I keep fucking watching. So the difference between BoJack Horseman and The Last Kingdom: BoJack Horseman, first of all, an actual good show. Last Kingdom, it is not. In the first episode of Last Kingdom, the protagonist Utrecht
Yeah, I know.
impregnates two different women, both of which are killed, and it's supposed to be like, oh, we're so sad for Utrecht. His 2 women that he was having a relationship with are dead in the first episode. But yeah, you're essentially watching this guy have like a happy time. Oh no, something bad happened to him. He's perfectly fine again with a wife and kids. Oh, something bad happened to him, a different wife and kids. But then in BoJack Horseman, this guy's life just fucking sucks. Like, he's having an awful time.
Yeah.
And it's refreshing to see that in a TV show, because you can look at something worse than your own time
And
and
it's
go,
not even like everyone's. There's only one happy character in the show.
and he is stupid.
And like I can't wait till they throw it on his head and he's depressed. Like, they're definitely gonna flip it. Like, they have to.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Peep Show, is that nothing is happy. No
Yeah.
one ever gets a happy ending.
I don't know if you see Peep Show. Have you?
No.
Peep Show.
I don't watch a lot of TV shows.
It's another thing I want to watch with you because it's super easy to watch. Like,
Okay.
if you come over and we're waiting for a pay-per-view, let's watch an episode or something.
Huh.
But it's shot in POV and it's just like, see, like, lifestyles are different, I guess, between where we grew up and where you grew up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very relatable for us.
Okay.
It's part of the reason why I like the Arctic Monkeys as well, because it just reminds me of nights out that I had when I was 17. Like all their first 2 albums are just full of songs about nights out that I've had.
What are you talking about? That's illegal. You shouldn't be going out when you're 17.
My mama let me.
Your mother is under arrest.
They just call you now?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. My mom is in the police.
She's in the police.
Yeah.
I did BoJack Horseman. I'm gonna say Rick and Morty because no one else has.
Oh, I don't know. It's
No
a
one
good
else's
show.
IQ is high enough.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's better than our third answer
Listen.
of Game of Thrones in top 3.
You're the only one here in second year university, so fair play. You are smart than all of us.
My qualification dick is bigger.
Yeah.
Uh,
He has his-
Your
he has his
reality
peak,
dick,
so-
however, is not.
Your
Well-
reality. Your reality dick is something that no one's ever seen.
What is? I'm genuinely just trying to think of another TV
You have
show.
3 already.
You already have 3.
I have 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I
it's
said that one was bad.
Oh, I thought you liked it.
The Last Kingdom. No, it's terrible.
Oh, okay.
I was stoned out of my mind, and I quit the last episode because I was like,
Owen,
"This is
do
fucking
you smoke
awful."
do you take marijuana?
I was doing it yesterday. You can't prove I wasn't.
I'm gonna send this to your mom.
Like literally, I can't think of another show even.
WWE Raw.
Greatest TV show of all time.
The longest running
uh,
TV show
The longest running episodic television show.
in
It's
history.
still but is that not The Simpsons?
Nope.
No.
It's Raw.
Raw started like 19.
There's been almost 2,000 episodes. of Raw.
1942. You had the Great Victory episode in VD.
No, it started in 1995. Right?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I think Sean was in the main event, or Brett was in the main event of the first Raw, I believe. So I'd say 95.
No, I'm not
He
drinking.
doesn't want any.
Oh no.
You need to understand that. Like,
I don't think you understand how haram that is.
And not even.
No, it's fine.
No, but it's more
I
like-
didn't like it.
But it's more like when you look at your alcoholic maturity, right? You started drinking like 4 years ago or so, right?
5.
How old am I?
Yeah, you're 20.
Yeah, the whiskey's kicking in.
That's
4
it.
years ago? No, 3.
Okay, we'll see. But you said you like only properly started drinking when you met me. So like in September is really when you started drinking like
Yeah.
more regularly. So he's only been drinking for 7 months. Like you were still drinking cider when you were.
I still drink cider.
Yeah, but you were like cider was your main drink that you could own. Like you could basically only drink cider, right? Like
Yeah,
he's drinking
yes.
beer. Like give him credit. Like he's only been drinking for 7 months. So it's more like probably in like if you like if you continue to drink, you'll probably like whiskey in like 2 years. But it's just something you need to like grow into. I guess.
Well, my dad likes whiskey, so.
It is like it's not enjoyable.
It's funny because like my dad wants me to drink.
What are the laws in Syria like if you get caught drinking?
It's fine because
It's
like
okay.
Syria, there's also like a big portion of Christian people there, so it's fine. You can find like liquor stores, mostly in Christian areas, but you can find them. You can go in there and buy stuff. No one will question you.
But even like I mean I'm not aware of the situation, but how much of Syria is occupied by ISIS now?
Less than it used to be, isn't it?
Talk about it.
How much? What portion of Syria is occupied by ISIS?
I
currently?
think only the north, like just one city in the
But
north.
obviously it's like a death sentence there if you have it, right?
A lot of shit has been going down there, like bombings nonstop. People are dying, and just I'm trying. I don't know if it's a good thing, but I'm just trying to like get away from the news of Syria. Like I don't. It's like I consider it as like a phase, and I'm just out of it. Like I'm in a new phase now, so it's a good thing that I relate to it, but I don't want to be involved again. Yeah.
But according to this list, Hey Jude is the 8th top song of all time.
In Syria?
No, just of all time.
What?
Yep. I was trying to lead on to the next conversation, so I looked at
Well-
the list of top 10 songs. Yeah, that started after I started googling the list. So I was looking at Bohemian Rhapsody, Stairway to Heaven. What's this about bombings? Oh no.
Well, speaking of TV shows, there's a really bummer because like I'm watching a Syrian TV show that's really fucking good.
And actually,
But all the characters are dead now.
Yeah.
can I say what another
No, it's a new one. What?
What another bummer is? I was watching a show with Boss, but he killed him now, so now I gotta watch it myself.
I'm really like
Sounds like more fun.
it's a really the plot is really good. Like I don't know if I can explain it like that fast, but like it's about corruption and it's really good. Like you can see like two guys are like
Can I ask you,
Political corruption?
Yeah.
Is Damascus fully free again now, I guess, or
Yeah, I think so.
what do you mean?
like so? There
Has
was,
it- has
there
it been
was-
liberated
there was,
from
like,
ISIS?
occupied, right?
Yeah.
And is it fully like?
Yeah,
has it
yeah.
been pushed back?
Yeah.
'Cause like,
Damascus is like fully it's considered safe.
Okay.
Where is Damascus? Is it like slightly
In
north or slightly
no, in
south?
the south.
That's where you
Yeah.
live.
South.
Yeah.
West.
I've always lived there.
And the push was kind of like a south to north thing to get rid
Yeah,
of
it
the
started in the
territory.
south mostly.
Yeah.
So where are they now then? Like,
ISIS.
In the mountains.
And the
Syria
like
and-
really at the Turkish borders.
Oh, the Turkish border.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Have
So
you
is
ever
it-
met someone who had any sort of ties to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Well,
were
I
they
mean, I don't know if I can say this, but like
Well, we
I
can-
had
you can
someone
if you can.
I have someone who was related to me, but he didn't do this by choice. Like he was working there, and they like took over the city, so he had to be one of them.
Okay.
And I saw pictures of him with like this gigantic beard. I was like,
Well,
Jesus
you
fucking
could just
Christ.
say he was
Do they like,
working in an occupied territory.
Yeah,
Do they like force Sharia law like
yeah.
down to the word like? Or
Yeah.
Even like, do they go beyond the word as well and add things or?
I think that's their shtick. like.
They sent out like flyers that say what you can wear and what you can't wear.
You also said that the
They're not allowed to wear jeans.
I forgot the name again. Like the leaders of the mosque, like the people.
Yeah,
Like,
the sheik.
the sheik. They like try and push their own things as well, right?
Yeah,
Well, it's corrupt as well. Like they're bastards as well as like having their own, fundamentalist religious law.
Do you think that there's like smaller groups that are like
renegades.
independent, I guess, but not like?
There is, but like they're very like you cannot count on them because like if ISIS decide we're gonna take them over, they will.
Okay. Oh, like a.
There's a lot of I don't know how you call it, like working for like double agents. Like you can say, oh, I'm against ISIS, but once ISIS is there, look, oh, I'm friends with ISIS now. I'm part of you.
So also like I assume the UN and NATO probably send troops in, right? No, at all. Oh, okay.
Never did. The only UN troops are at the borders between Israel and Syria, because there's like an area there that's still until this very day they're fighting about it.
But do you? Maybe I don't know if you do, but I'm gonna ask. Like, you might know
It's
the
got
opinion.
fairly
Like,
fucking depressing really
what
quick.
What is like the opinion of people in Syria about like foreign forces coming in and like I guess like helping, but maybe it's not helping. You know what I mean?
Good old American liberation.
It's weird, because like there are some people who are convinced, like even after the Iraq War, they're convinced that America will help us.
Okay.
They fucking won't. They don't care. They just want the oil.
Yeah.
And people still convinced. People actually, they were like saying, "Oh, I'm happy if Israel like occupied us instead of having the Syrian regime," which is fucking ridiculous.
Well, I mean, in fairness to them, you know, saying that they would prefer if they were occupied by Israel sounds bad, but then, you know, if you're getting bombed 3 times a day,
Well, yeah,
you don't
yeah.
really care who's
But
occupied.
also Israel bombs a lot of
Yeah,
civilians, so
it's no.
the
it's no
Gaza
good.
Strip is still getting bombed.
I was reading this article and it's like the U.S. Rate of
Get closer to
Bombing?
the mic.
the U.S. rate of like collateral damage. I don't
Ooh,
know. Why
no.
Well,
is,
it's still picking up.
is 50% or less. So like if there's a 50% chance that someone will die, they'll bomb it. It's only if it's more than 50%.
I'm not surprised by this.
In the land of the free.
Compared to the Irish army, that is ridiculous because they will not engage an opponent unless they have twice the amount of people.
But we don't even really have an army. Like we just our entire army is about like if there's floods, they'll protect us,
Mhm.
and we send people to the UN. That's it. We're basically like North African.
I'm talking
You could
about
borderline
like
call it a
Lebanon.
club.
Yeah.
Like they have to-
Well, that's way
have
more
to
different than
wait.
Syria, because like in Syria you're forced to go to the military
No,
for like
Yeah.
2 years
they
at
made a
least.
TV show about the joining the military, and it made it look so shit that no one wants to do it.
No, they made it.
They
They
just
made,
abuse people. Like.
they made a TV show about it, and the headlines that came out of it were, "Are they swearing too much in the training process?"
Yeah, because they were like, "You fucking scum! You'll never make it anywhere."
That's like everywhere in the military. Like I heard stories that like a soldier is not allowed to drink, and when he's allowed, he just like gives him water with worms and like all this bad shit in it, and you have to drink because like if you don't, you gotta die of dehydration.
Yeah, well, the idea is that it's supposed to normalize you and toughen you up, so that
Yeah.
when a person is calling you an asshat and won't kill you, you're able to look at your friend having his guts ripped out of him by shrapnel, and then go kill someone because they're the person that ripped your friend's guts out.
Like, I'm just gonna move away from this topic now because I just thought of something. But we were talking about it the other day, or maybe we were talking about it.
Toy Story, it's a great movie.
Yeah,
Tom
Well,
Hanks
we
is a
have-
treasure.
We have 10 minutes.
Has anyone here not seen Breaking Bad? The end.
I've had it spoiled for me, so
Okay, well, spoilers for the end of Breaking Bad. This is literally the end.
It fucking came out like 6 years ago.
it's your own fault at this stage. We
I'm
can
just,
talk
like,
about
we
it.
weren't very respectful about Endgame, so let's be respectful.
Who's watching this that hasn't watched Breaking Bad?
We get like solid 90 viewers per episode.
That's actually
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah,
Like we're creeping up on 50 subscribers now. We're almost there. But, you know, maybe
we're still at 36. Like people are not subscribing.
I'm thinking that due to the recent bereavement, we might get
Yeah.
a few new subscribers. But in the end of Breaking Bad, so obviously Walter White gets shot, but this is a theory. We talked about.
Oh, I
this.
heard about this.
Yeah.
That's good.
So like apparently because he was on the ground when he got hit, he
Yeah.
didn't get hit by a bullet because it wasn't at the correct level.
Yeah.
At worst, he got hit by a ricocheting bullet, which wouldn't hurt that much, but more than likely.
It would fucking hurt. That's what would hurt so much.
Okay, well, but apparently it was probably just some shrapnel, right?
Yeah.
And it hit him in the large intestine, more than likely.
Yeah.
And that's not a fatal wound.
Yeah.
You'll die of it after a couple of days, painfully.
And the police got there, and if you look at the very last rising, when we talked about it, it's like the death of Heisenberg is
Yeah.
below the house, and the death of
No, the death of
Walter White is below the house.
Yeah.
You know that scene where like Scott gives the money to Ted Beneke,
Yeah.
and he's like laughing under the house, and the shot moves up. Yeah, it's the exact same camera movement when he dies at the end of the show. It's like the death of Walter White and the death of Heisenberg.
Okay.
Yeah. If you look at that shot, frame by frame, the police officer checks his pulse,
Yeah.
and it cuts away before he stands back up. So there's a theory that he's still alive.
Also because I saw it in a video, one of those film theory.
That's
videos.
the one I was referring to as well.
Yeah, but the cancer he has would have made the blood coagulate.
I forgot about that part, yeah.
faster.
Mhm.
So like the lung cancer makes
Yeah.
the blood.
so you wouldn't bleed out as quickly, and even then, it wouldn't be a fatal wound
So they
until a
took, like,
couple days
obviously,
ish.
it would take a few days for him to bleed out.
Hmm.
So this is, I mean,
I mean, I would like another season, but like I
what
have
is it about though?
They're making a movie, and Bryan
movie?
Cranston has signed on,
about
as well as Aaron Paul.
When is it set though?
I don't know. I'll Google it.
Because like Better Call Saul is actually really really good.
yeah. I didn't watch it yet, but I read a lot of
There's a
reviews.
There's an episode in the courtroom, and it's really fucking amazing. Like it's really good.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not really keen with reboots because, like,
But
when
it's not really a reboot. Like there's nods and Gus is in it as well.
Hmm.
They sort of it's more.
no,
like,
no, I'm not talking about Better Call Saul. I'm talking about like the new season of Breaking Bad if it's gonna happen. Because like I think this is a good closure. Like, where can you go more?
I don't want it to. I would rather. I think with everything, including this podcast,
Yeah.
always leave them wanting more. Always leave the audience wanting more.
Yeah,
The audio
yeah.
now.
Bye. Always like you should always. You should never be like. You should never be satisfied, because that way, if you ever need money,
But a story also needs to end.
yeah, and it was a fairly satisfying end.
Yeah.
And they left that little bit of ambiguity there where you can fill it, like you can fill in the blanks for Jesse because he just drives off. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, like I hope Jesse just lives a fucking happy life now and he gets a normal job.
Yeah.
That's what apparently.
He gets a wife and he has some beautiful children.
It's going to be Jesse directly after the events of Breaking Bad, and it started filming last month in New Mexico.
Oh, okay. I mean,
So
I'm
when-
kind of interested in that, you know.
We know the next 5 seasons of Breaking Bad is the same exact 5 seasons, but now Jesse is Heisenberg.
Jesse goes to college, becomes a chemistry teacher.
Starts dealing E to like
I
keep
hope
up with
it's
his
not
debts.
one of those plots where it's like the U.S. government taking Jesse is like, "We've been following you, Jesse. We need your help to take down this terrorist."
We need your help
some
to
shit
cook
like
some
that.
killer meth.
We need you to help us combat the ambiguous brown people that are selling drugs in America.
Why do we have to keep censoring?
Like,
everything
everyone
you
is
say?
dead now.
No,
Like,
that's
there's
every
no one
American
to fight.
TV
Even
show.
Lydia's dead, so I was very satisfied when Lydia died.
Todd's death satisfied this shit. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesse just
What a
kills
prick.
him. Like.
What a, oh, my favorite moment in Breaking Bad ever. It's in the last episode, and it's where Jesse's like, "Nothing
when-
happens until you say you want this," and then Walt just goes, "I want this," and he just throws it at him and goes, "Do it yourself." I love
That's
that.
good, yeah.
I love that. That was like, and that's why I think they should end it, because that is like the most satisfying arc for Jesse. Just he finally is not a bitch anymore.
Yeah.
Basically.
Bitch.
Should we call it?
And with that, we end the next season of Breaking Bad.
And with that, we end this episode of the GMCT podcast.
That's a good
the
acronym.
redesigned.
The redesign. Well, this is
What's it
this is an
called?
interlude episode. We have two
It's redesigned, rebuilt, and it's gonna be reclaimed.
and way better.
Better,
Purged of all
better,
its
badder.
taint.
Some might say more honest.
Some might say there's 33% less cunt in the podcast.
And some might say goodbye.